Okay, welcome back, and we are going into settings. Okay, whenever you first signed up with Rotor Rate, you had a setup wizard, and whatever the address is that you put in there is what's going to be your home base. You can change it here if you move, or it's this is different than what you actually start your Google searches from. But if you live off the grid and you have manual coordinates, you can enter those here. So I got you squared away. Vehicle mileage per gallon, go ahead and put that in there if you know it. If not, that's a good thing to just do some research, figure out what it is for your vehicle, because the calculator pulls the the local gas rate, the current one, so it's always changing. It'll pull that and it'll multiply it times your your miles per gallon to determine how much fuel you're going to burn or use during that trip or that mission. And it'll give you a dollar amount of your out-of-pocket expense for your fuel. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. Lot of functionality going on behind the scenes. Okay, if you have branding, go ahead and put all that information in here. You can put your logo, all that good stuff. So if you send an estimate out or an invoice, it's got all that stuff pre-populated on it. Pretty nice. Default industry and rates. So whatever your default industry is that you shoot or fly the most of, go ahead and put that in here. You have a bunch of others to choose from. And if you don't know what you're going to be doing, say you're brand new, you don't only have a couple hours under your belt, go ahead and put residential real estate, because that's kind of the, where everybody pretty much kind of funnels in from anyways. And put your fly rate and travel rate in there if you do get paid for travel. Go ahead and put those dollars in there, but if you don't know what that is, stand by, I got you covered, okay? Because you're probably like, wait a second. Your per industry override. So if you fly for more than one industry, say you do residential real estate, but you also do commercial real estate, you're gonna go in here and enter your rates for that if they're different, okay? And if you don't know what they are, there's a hint right here, okay? This is the average for your area for this industry. So if you're brand new, I would probably subtract about 20 or 30% from that number, and that's what your starting fly rate will be and your travel rate. And then 3 or 4 months from now, when you've gained a bunch of experience and you're doing really well, you might want to go in here and increase your rates to, this right here is the average, so you'll just use that number. And if you've been doing this a long time, you're probably going to be way north of this number anyway. So, but if you just don't know, just use suggested, okay? And that will put you in the middle of the industry for your area. I gotta caveat that, because each area is different. So this should be based off of your address up here. Okay, wherever your area is, it will use that rate. So yeah, if you do all these other types of industries, go ahead and put that in there. And wherever you put industry, it'll say custom, and it means you have stuff in there. Now, let's say you are in there and there's a construction job and you don't have anything in this, and you click construction in the calculator. And if you have this blank, it's going to default to whatever it is that you have here. So if you're going to fly multiple industries, make sure that you go in here, you take the moment to go into settings and go in here and fill out those numbers. Otherwise, you're going to be taking jobs at this rate here, and that might not be beneficial to you. Okay. Bare minimum adjustment, we're going to do that on its own video. That's going to require an explanation. Quarterly tax estimator, this is that little widget you saw in Workspace. You can turn it on and off. This is where you put your percentages. Get that from your accountant. If you're new and you don't have an accountant, trust me, they are worth their weight in gold. They will help you immensely, and you're going to want a good one in your on your team. AI and automation. So there is an AI button on there. It acts as a second opinion for your either determining if your rate, your flat rate that is being offered to you is good, or if your bid for a job is also good and it's within the industry and whatnot. If you don't want to see that button, you're just like anti-AI or whatever, go ahead and turn that off. So that way I did that for a reason. I know AI is kind of one of those very sticky subjects. So if you just don't want it at all in there, turn it off. I will say up front that AI has no place in the engine that's running in the background of this program. All that is a refined thing that I have been working on for a few years, and I use it for my business. It's very fine-tuned, but so no AI involved with that. This is just a second opinion. All right. Auto download calendar invite. If you, whenever you move a job from pending to awarded, you actually get it accepted. It will automatically try to send you an invite. If you don't want that and you just want to manually download those, you can do that as well. Let's see here. Display. Okay, you can change all kinds of good stuff on the display. Light, dark, turn the system. 12-hour, 24-hour clock. You can turn off the helper text. You can turn off the tooltips. All that other stuff. And we'll talk about linking down here. And this is how you can adjust the some of the linking protocols of how it looks at your missions and will make suggestions to you. So again, a lot of this stuff is working in the background and trying to help you out. So that way you don't have to remember to do a lot of stuff. It's doing it for you. Custom networks. So if you don't fly for Fly Guys and Droners and ZiteView and you fly for somebody else, you can put that in here. You can see what kind of, is it an offer style, or do you actually propose a dollar amount? Do they have a payment processor? And if they do, is it, kind of one of these standard ones here, or you can, enter it manually? Do they charge a fee? On top of all that, you can put all that stuff in there. And before you hit save, send that to me so that way I can include it in a future update. Help me, help you, help others. Like I said, we're a small community, and just want us to succeed. UAS recurrent training. So the 24th month of your last recurrent, you'll get a notice. You'll get a banner on your page giving you a reminder that you're coming due. And inside that banner is a link. You'll also get an email. And you can also always go in here and click on the link, and it'll take you right to it. Okay. Now, if you're a Part 61 commercial drone pilot as well, or you have your license, it'll take you to that one for you. So I got you guys covered. No excuse to go delinquent. User guide. This is just like the other user guide, only the Cliff Notes version. If you want to use it, you can also download the PDF. And also here is where you can manage your subscription. You want to cancel, go ahead and you go there and cancel. You want to change it from monthly to annual, you can do it there. And if you're really generous and want to donate to the cause, you can always go from annual to monthly. I don't know why you would, but don't do that. Seriously, don't do that. I didn't design this and build it to make a ton of money. I did this just to cover my costs and to help you guys out. Okay. All right, so that is settings. Next up, we're gonna do an example, and then we'll go back and show you that bare minimum adjustment thing here. This bare minimum adjustment. So I want you to actually see the calculator first before we talk about this. Okay, and we'll see you in a few.